I will be the first to say paper trading is easier. Okay. I'm never going to deny it. But if you think you can trade real money when you're not even consistently profitable, paper trading, and again, hey, if you're risking $2, $10, that's great. But why do that? Why even risk $10 if you have no idea what you're doing? So welcome back to the SteadyTrade podcast.
That's funny. That's funny.
In 4.5 years, I've been waiting for Stephen. Stephen always spends all week, 6 days and 23 hours trying to come up with a sick burn, and he fails every time. But maybe someday. That being said, welcome back to the SteadyTrade podcast, everyone. I am Tim Bohen, back with Kim and Stephen. Actually, all joking aside, I was 19 minutes into my 39-minute introduction last week, and Stephen interrupted me, and I actually complimented him. So on that point, I'm going to hand it over to Stephen and let him do the intro. He picked the topic today. He had an epiphany. He saw the Lord, and he's got something he wants to discuss today. So
for a lot of years, I've always been a proponent of trading very small size when you're learning, because when you're trading very small size when you're learning, you still have the emotional feel. You have the same psychological aspects still play a part as if you are trading professionally to a degree. But when you're paper trading, it's just like you're just playing a game that has no meaning. And
so, as usual, Stephen, you completely botched the introduction. I handed it over to you, and I was teasing it. So I'll take back over. For the listeners out there, what we're going to be talking about today is Stephen's newfound love for paper trading, which you didn't even bring up at all.
Sorry, I went into the deeper, long part of the story without giving the hook. So if there was a hook for this episode, I'd say this is a must-watch episode because I'm going to reveal the importance of why we should paper trade. But I still don't fully believe in paper trading. I believe in it to a degree. I think what I found is, so my apology to people is that I rubbished paper trading. I'm apologizing right now. For the last 3 years.
Never apologize. Especially in the world we're in. Never apologize.
When I'm wrong, I'll apologize, and I think that's the right thing to do. So I rubbished paper trading. I made fun of paper traders, and I frankly said it was just BS. It's bullshit. And anyone with paper trading and anyone who's paper trading, if they've got profits, it's not legit. The only thing that I stand by is that if you do have paper trading profits, it's very difficult to match those same executions when there's money on the line, right? That's one
of my big things is like, and listen, I've done YouTube videos talking about it. Listen, if you got $1,000 to your name and you're paper trading $1 million account, that is a complete waste of time, and you'll see that. You'll see people doing that. So what I always say is, listen, if you're paper trading it and you have a $1,000 account, set your paper trading account to $1,000. Don't plug. Because that's the thing with paper trading. You just plug in whatever equity you want, and then you're like, so you got to treat it like it's real, or it doesn't do you any good. So.
But like what I would say is that. I think that, and this is my new stance on learning right now. Like, I don't believe paper trading should be ruled out as part of the learning process. If you've got bags of money, maybe you can skip it and just start trading small. But
why throw it away?
Why throw it away? Which is exactly. But so, what's been happening with me recently is I've been trying to learn longs, and I must have thrown away about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 learning longs in the last year, which is. It's a bit more than I want to lose, but it's every day I accepted that I'd have to lose to learn. Mm-hmm. And then I just added a paper trading account, and it's turned me trading so much more consistent, because once you have even a small loss long emotionally affects you. and then makes you make bad decisions on higher value positions. So I don't understand, and this is where the changes come from. I don't understand why you would want to affect your psychology by trading a long setup or trading any setup that you don't have backup, that you don't have proven success on with real money. I don't know why you'd want to risk tilting yourself when you can just trade it with paper. I don't,
you know, and again, that, you know, and I saw some of the comments that you got, and, you know, and people brought up, like, you know, Bryce Toohey. We had him on a couple times, you know, and he talked about that $2 strategy, you know, risking $2, which I like. But again, I think that's like phase 2. I mean, my thing is, you know, going back to, if you got $1,000, you can learn, you can trade. But I mean, even $2, $10, $2, $10, I mean, over time it adds up. So that's why I beg people, paper trade, you know, because here's the biggest thing, and this could be the name of the episode. I mean, if you can't, I mean, ultimately, I will be the first to say paper trading is easier. Okay. I'm never going to deny that. But if you think you can trade real money when you're not even consistently profitable, paper trading, how fucked up is that logic? You know, and you know, and again, hey, if you're risking $2, $10, that's great. But why do that? Why even risk $10 if you have no idea what you're doing?
At the end of the day, $10 is like, it's a Subway, or it's a Wendy's, like, or it's the train, the metro right in. But the way I don't know why you would lose money not knowing what you're doing. Why don't you just find a setup that works? Prove that it works. And that only means like 3 paper profits in a row on that setup. If you had 3 paper profits, or if you're paper profit that week, I'm not saying paper trade for a year. I'm just saying make sure for a week, make sure you trade it 10 times, and 50% of the time, and just either it works half the time and you get 2-to-1 risk reward, or it works 30% of the time, but you get 10-to-1 risk reward. Like, whatever it is, make sure it works, and then do it risking $2, then do it risking 5, then 10, then 20. Because, and that's the way, because I'm not kidding you, I've knocked thousands of dollars off every month, even losing $10, $20, $15, and then going on tilt with shorts. Small losses affect other trades. Why not just trade perfectly all of the time and keep your stupid experiments to paper?
Beautiful. Makes so much sense. When did this hit you?
A lot of things hit us recently. It's I was just like,
I actually bought Stephen an Alexa a couple months ago.
Told us stuff,
and I backdoored it. I rootkitted it. So in the middle of the night, I've been whispering these things.
Brainwashing.
So he keeps coming up with all these opinions and ideas that, oddly enough, match up with a lot of mine. So that's my opinion. Now go ahead, Stephen.
I just
he's struggling to deal with that. You notice he's at a loss for words. He just realizes this is like Black Mirror. I've been programming. I mean, he doesn't even realize it.
But if you are and I'm making more money, then keep on programming it. I'm not bad. I'm happy to do program, but I just want to stress it's just a couple, like, because I went through a slump recently, and just a couple of things like screen recording. If you screen record, or if you can have a platform that's got a replay feature so you can rewatch trades or just record them in the first place, I found that, along with paper trading setups, is kind of game changing. When you watch a setup in real time play out again that you traded, it's unbelievable what you see, unbiased and without the money in.
Wow.
So just these small changes really transformed me trading.
Is that just hit you recently?
Yeah, for sure. Screen recording. I mean, I lost my laptop in town drunk. What are the chances that I would do that, right?
So what's the story? You're like, okay, so I need to know. You're like doing shots with your laptop, running, and then run through the. You get in a fight in the back of the bar, hit a guy with your laptop. I mean, what happened?
The story is I don't do it very often at all, but every now and then, if there's a trader in the Northeast region and they're willing to get the train up, I've done it only once, and then in Dubai I did it once or twice. I'll meet them, go for some beers, and then just just help them. Do you know what I mean? There's no cost, nothing like that. Just have some beers, talk trading, give them some tips. And I did that with a guy, and it was 6 o'clock, had some beers, chatted trading, obviously had laptops, and I thought, well, don't want to go home, and the casino's just over there, and play some poker. Played poker, did well, but then drank as I was playing poker with people who I hadn't seen in 10 years when I used to play. And and then just left my laptop somewhere random, like in a taxi takeaway restaurant. But the thing is, it was the best thing that's ever happened to us, because losing that laptop was it looked good. It was carbon fiber, but it didn't have the good processor. It didn't have the good, couldn't support heavy maintenance, video editing, streaming, screen recording. By losing that laptop, I then bought another laptop that was capable of all these great features.
Wow.
And these features drastically improved me trading. So losing the laptop was one of the best things that could happen to us.
So just a quick tip, and I'll let Kim back in, but keep in mind, you can always just like buy a better laptop. You don't have to get drunk in a casino and lose it. That little like processor meter, that if it's always like at 100 and your like memory utilization is always at like 90%, you can just buy a new laptop.
Buy a new laptop.
And sell the old one. Sell it.
Fair. There you go. But I mean, that happened. That sucks,
I just really hope that the laptop that I left in the takeaway restaurant went to a criminal with children who really could do with the computer. I just hope it went to a really good criminal.
Did you have a password?
It probably went to some Russian that's hacking a U.S. energy company right now, and they're going to come kick down your door because the guy's using your laptop.
I was pretty scared. Like, I had trading passwords and money in my accounts. So I had to change a lot of shit.
Yeah. Did you have a password on the computer?
Yeah, it's auto saved. Like, you just press log in and it goes. Like, so you've got to be very careful. All my passwords are auto saved to my laptop. It's terrible.
Shit.
Very hungover, £1,500 laptop gone, changing every password. The next thing, it was terrible. Really bad day. But it's I'm still alive.
Did you call a couple of places to see if they have it?
Yeah,
I
called the police. I called the police and I was like, my laptop's been stolen. And they're like, how did you lose it? And I was like, I don't know, because I was in a takeaway, I think, and I left it and someone stole it. And they said,
I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Were you drinking when you lost it? I'm like, yeah. Like, do you remember where you left it? I'm like, no, like, we can't help you. Like, it's not a crime that you're drunk and stupid.
Call the poker place and call the cab company.
No, I did, and won't help. And then my laptop's got this tracking thing on, and it was like in Leeds. Like, the laptop was like in Leeds, so it's like it's gone, stole. But it's fine. It's a good thing. I'm happy it happened.
Okay. And then what else is having a new laptop or new systems providing you? You're able to watch your trades, record them.
So
what else?
So for me, I've started using a feature that can replay trades. So I've got software that every trade that happens every day, I can just type in the day, type in the ticker, download the thing, and I can replay it at any speed, and I can look at it across any time frame. And I just rewatch and screen record all of the trades to be like,
that's great.
What is the candle structure and formation or the energy flow of the chart where I could have done better? Yep. And then I'll screen record my trades and be like, did I need that entry there, or could I have skipped it? And then you develop a system that you refine, and you just get better and better and better at it. That's how I learned how to long. And then you start paper trading what looks good off the screen recordings and the replays.
Makes sense.
And that's how I've been on the verge of like learning longs for a long time, but it was really these last few weeks. I just started seeing stuff so clearly through these recordings and replays. It's unbelievable. 10 times better than saving a chart.
Wow. Did that encourage you then to try the paper trading? What prompted you to even consider doing the paper trading?
It's purely the fact that I was losing small amounts long that would turn into slightly bigger amounts if I got frustrated, or I'd lose small amounts that would affect the psychology of me trading. That would make us lose on other trades. And I thought if I just paper it, it's emotionless, but I'm still getting the reps kind of thing.
I'm just shocked that you even gave it a whirl, considering your perspective was so anti it. So I just want to acknowledge you. Good for you for having such a perspective shift. Like to even come, when we're really dogmatic about something, it's really hard to completely make a pivot. So congrats, man. It's incredible that you pivoted.
Well, I think I'm just quite an extreme human. But when I realize that I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. It is what it is. I mean, 5 years in the game, still learning as well. And this was a good learning. Hate to say that Tim Bohen was right. It sucks. It's right on a lot.
And he waited till I got back to say that. I appreciate that.
He's been telling us to go along for like 3 years, and I still didn't go along. And then it's only in 2022, like making more or less as much long as short this month.
We're not in 2022 yet.
Sorry, 2021.
He's looking ahead.
2022.
It's going to be even better. It's going to be even better in 2022.
But let's not like put ourselves in 2022 yet. I barely even experienced 2021.
And here's the thing. It's like a couple things on that note. I mean, listen, and longtime listeners know this. They'll be like, "Oh, here we go again." I've said it a million times. I am not anti-short selling. What I'm against is newbies getting led by cool guys on Twitter into 400% runners, because I've seen so many people it go bad. And the thing with going long, you can lose tons of money. You can lose your entire account going long. But the biggest thing is, barring something extremely unusual, it doesn't happen in minutes. Okay. And if you got a small account, it can be over in minutes. The stock Steven's in right now, BYSI.
Not going great. You are very spot on your.
I tried getting you sell, but you won't ever listen to me.
No, I did sell.
Now it's back.
I sold some at 29, but you did tell us it would come back. So I bought more lower, and I'm waiting for you to be right. I sold.
Wait for the VWAP bounce. It hasn't bounced off VWAP.
No, 27.
So to finish my point, that's the biggest thing, is because I've seen, I've said this many times. I know where the bodies are buried. I've seen it, and I've seen it, and I've seen it, and I've seen these people follow the same people, blow up, and then they're just gone, and you never hear from them again. And going back to episode, when Steven and I met, I thank him for giving that quote. He's always like, first thing Tim said was, "Don't blow up, stay in the game." And if you blow up, you're done. I mean, you are over, until 5 years later when you save up some more money or something. So that's my point. And then, recently on my Instagram, I've gotten all these flames, but you got to remember, everyone, the reason I pick on short sellers so much on my social media is they have zero sense of humor. Okay. Zero. And nobody on the planet gets more easily butthurt than short sellers. So that's why I do it. I mean, Steven, you know this. You can make fun of somebody for bag holding a stock, and you'll be like, "Man, you're an idiot. You're still holding that sketchy penny stock." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm an idiot." Meanwhile, you got some short seller that's down 300%, and they'll fight you to death over it. "Oh, it's coming back. Oh, it's coming back." They will never be like, "Yeah, I'm an idiot." Do you agree or disagree? Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. And the reason the arguments are like that is because of the context that you are stupid. You're stupid both ways, but the short will come down and the long won't come up. Well, maybe in this market it will, but that's the reason why
well said,
as they are.
But it doesn't matter if it comes back if you're done.
But can I just say, do you know the thing is with short selling, and if you're new at a short selling, this is maybe a good way to get into it. Most stocks, and you'll agree, Tim, most stocks will fail midday. Most will.
Well, right? Again, penny stocks. We're more geared towards penny stocks. Yes.
Most penny stocks will fail. They'll at least retract 10, 20% and then run day two. But most, like more than half, 60%. And the reason why these crazy moves happen in the afternoon, these crazy squeezes, is, I believe, because shorts are always holding, thinking, oh, most of them come down. And the one that doesn't blows them to pieces. And they're all add, thinking it normally comes down. And the one that doesn't blows them.
Listen, if BYSI breaks VWAP and bounces, there's a reason why. Okay.
Yeah.
So like right now, I mean, everyone's adding. So it's 2:04 p.m. on August 4th, 2021, BYSI Beyond Spring, which number one's got freaking Parkinson's and Alzheimer's news. If you're shorting that, you're a freaking idiot. You
that should go.
I won't say.
BYSE, I don't understand why it wouldn't go.
It's currently under VWAP right now. You know, every short that's bagged from this morning is adding right now. And if this thing reclaims, it's all over and it probably goes to 40, like you said. So, but so the point that I was trying to make is, if you're going to start shorting, would it not make sense that you just start shorting at about 11 o'clock, 11:30? Would it not make sense? Because you will miss some. You'll miss half of them because a lot do die at the open or before 10:30. You'll miss some, but you'll not. But you'll be able to identify which ones are strong and which ones are failing. And the other point I'll make on that, the afternoon moves aren't as extreme either. Okay. You know, again, going back to my point of, you know, shorting low floats isn't for newbies. The reason I say it's not for newbies is they move so fast and you're a deer in the headlights. You freak out and you don't know what to do. Yeah. That's why so many get screwed in the morning, where in the afternoon, you don't typically, you don't get those extreme moves. You get more of that just grind back, where then you're like, okay, I got a little time. Okay, I'm down, you know, $100. Okay, now I'm down 200. Now I'm down 500. You have that time in the morning. You don't have that time.
Yeah, no, I would say that you'll at around 10:15, you'll get the initial shock of, oh shit, I'm down a lot. But it's okay. It's fading. And then around 11, you'll get the proper true, oh shit, I'm done. Do you know that the push and then short think it's over, add. And then you get the secondary unexpected move.
Remember, that was what
squeezes.
There's like 225 trading days in a year. You just described like 225 days for me in 2015. Okay. There's a reason I changed. That was every day in 2015 for me. Okay. Oh, I'm green. Oh, it's working. Wait, now it's not. I'm stopped. Tomorrow, same thing. Friday, same thing. Monday, same thing. So
that's why pain is your answer. You do that pain.
That's why you should
you're not going to do it.
Pain, you don't want pain.
No, okay, definitely not.
Can I just ask, do you think the market is manipulated more now than ever in its history in terms of pennies?
So I'm going to, as usual, ramble. That's a shock. Okay. First time in SteadyTrade history, but I'm going to say this: define manipulation.
I'm going to say people or companies taking large share sizes in stock, buying up a lot of the float, and throwing retailers around, and controlling it to either squeeze shorts or trick longs.
I agree to a certain extent. The reason, and good answer, the reason I asked that was, to me, and this is where, again, the no humor, whiny short sellers, you know, to me, the Wall Street bet stuff isn't manipulation, because that's where I thought you were headed. I mean, again, you look at Robinhood. I mean, listen, Robinhood broke the IPO price and basically tripled in the last day or two. That's all Wall Street bets. And I don't like calling that manipulation, because to me, that's just the market, you know, and the big boys have been, you know, listen, 100 years ago, JP Morgan was in the smoky rooms telling all his buddies, you know, and now just Wall Street Bets is just teaming up and doing the same thing. And
what did Wall Street Bets say?
Well, again, they're just all piling into the stock. They're all just buying it, you know.
How come? I thought they were so anti-Robinhood.
Well, I think they know that the big boys are shorting Robinhood. You know, I ultimately, I cannot connect as much as I would like to. I cannot connect with the hive mind of everyone on Wall Street Bets, which would be pretty super dope.
Oh my God.
Elon, give me a Neuralink. Where's he? Alon, I'm waiting for this Neuralink to plug me into Wall Street Bets. But if I had Neuralink or like the Matrix, if I had
plugged into the back of the neck.
I don't know if this
Who's
headphone
back here?
adapter quick. Anyway, I think
I can't
Kim,
believe they're going long
they know,
on Robinhood.
they know, or so this is again strictly my opinion and conjecture, but they Wall Street Bets knew that everyone was going to short Robinhood because everyone quote unquote hates it. They knew the hedge funds were going to short it because they thought it was going to go down, and it did go down. It cratered day one, and again, I got a 15-minute YouTube video from Thursday on this 3 days in advance. But when these IPOs break that syndicate level, the opening price of the IPO, everyone's now green, and Wall Street Bets knows everyone shorted that pull. If we bid it up, we got high short interest, and we're going to smoke them, and they smoked it. So now again, I cannot prove that. I cannot give you data to support that. But it's like if you go to Swaggy Stocks, remember Swaggy Stocks is pretty cool. It looks at the most mentioned, and today HOOD is the number one most mentioned stock on Wall Street Bets.
Wow!
Ironically, the day that it went up 70% in a day, and right now it's up 50%, probably going to reclaim the high of the day. So
it's just wild,
and I love it.
The only thing we need now is just a couple of the famous Twitter names to announce we're going all in short.
Yep.
and then it's the next leg. Gonna make all my money back. Gonna make that Help Me account back.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, just to summarize from me, I think paper trading is extremely useful when you're trialing and testing setups. It's a good precursor to $2 risk, $5 risk on every trade.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
and that again, that would be my summary as well. I mean, couple points I'll make. Number one, treat it like it's real. Okay, don't trade with a $10,000 account unless you have 10,000. Don't trade with $1 million account because that's not real. Okay, do your best to treat it like it's real money. Again, if you got $1,000 account and you're down $150, that's really bad. Okay, now I know it's not real money. That's our point. But you got to be stopping out there. Okay. You got to treat it like it's real. Yeah. And then, and again, maybe I never made this point. I can't remember if I have or not, but agreeing with Steven, I mean, we're not saying paper trade for 5 freaking years. Okay. But few weeks, few months. Okay. Then migrate over to Bryce's $2, $10 strategy, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, that's my biggest thing is if you're risking real money day one, and you're like, again, what's VWAP? Okay, right. And again, I don't expect you to know everything. Right. But if you're like, what's VWAP, and you're risking real money in a 300% runner, I mean, come on, So,
that's good. It's good advice. Good for you, Steven. That you had a change of heart.
It's yeah, I mean, look, it's maybe I looked at it too much from my own perspective because for me in Dubai, earning all right, could afford to lose $100 a month or $200 a month. It wasn't going to kill us, but for a lot of people, like for other people, maybe like you don't want to lose $100. People have got like my risk tolerance is very bad. Like I like to throw money away. Like I'm very bad at throwing money away. With laptops and stocks. So, but everyone's different, and I needed to recognize other people's idiosyncrasies. I don't know, what is it?
Idiosyncrasies.
Yeah,
close.
Well, you mispronounce every word you say with that fake accent.
No,
if I'd read a book, I might have got it. But anyway,
but money. You've got to think too that money is energy. And if you are, I see it as a relationship, money. And if we would treat a relationship and take it for granted or, not respect even small amounts of it, then I think we're kind of telling money that we're not going to be a good host or hostess or a partner of it. So even small.
And I've heard that somewhere before. Maybe from
I
you.
prob-
I don't
I
remember.
probably said it before. Because it's so important, I think, to traders.
You probably
like
come
me.
up with your own ideas, Kim. I just steal all mine.
I just think that is important. Like, we want to show money that we respect it. You know, we want to have, we want to treat it like we want to be treated. And I think if we set a precedent that even small amounts, we just don't give a damn about, then, well, what's going to happen when you have large amounts? It's going to be the same relationship.
I agree with that.
So anyway, I'm glad though that you're.
And
keep
there
trading.
goes BYSI.
I tried. But don't
It's
listen
okay.
to me.
I sold some at the top.
Don't listen to this old guy that all he does is yell all the time. He's
I
always
did,
mad. All he does is yell. Ugh.
No, I closed out green, but I was up like 26% at some times, but I closed it green. It's all good.
Okay, good.
And then just now, just wait for that reclaim, baby. $30, re-enter at 30, then it'll go to 40. If it gets there, if it gets there, booyah. So still, yeah, it's 2:15 p.m. So we got plenty of time. So.
Yeah, it's earlier than I thought. It's weird. I don't know why.
Time is warped. Coronavirus has warped time. Nobody knows what day it is or when the year ends. You're saying it's 2022. We're all confused.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Steady Trade podcast. Steven's rubbing off on me. I almost forgot the name of the podcast.
I saw that like.
I had to think for a minute. I was
station,
like,
where am I?
I always, if
Which
you'll
one's-
notice, I always do like that. Look to the upper right. Yeah. Anyway, it came to me. So anyway, thank you everyone for listening to Steady Trade podcast. And the takeaway is we've said it a million times. Like many things. That's why we call it the Steady Trade podcast. So many people. I mean, the reasons penny stocks and day trading. I mean, even day trading real stocks. I think one of the biggest reasons for the stigma, your dad or your uncle or your mom will be like, oh, you're just gambling. Well, you know what? Most people treat it that way. Most people are just like throwing $50 on black or throwing $50 on red. And that's why so many fail. And that's why it gets a bad reputation. But if you spend your time, your effort, you actually, treat it like a business, treat it like a science experiment, whatever, however you want to do it. I mean, I always like just the idea of a business. I mean, it's like, listen, if you got a restaurant, you don't just blow $2,000 on a gaming system or something. That doesn't help your business at all. You think about how you spend your money. You buy a new oven so you can make more pizza or whatever. So think of it that way. Approach it that way, and start out just slow, man. And until. My biggest thing is until you can be profitable paper trading, I don't know why you would throw real money at it. So,
and the other thing is, it's not gambling if there's no money in it. So you're not
Well, fair
gambling in the
enough.
beginning because you're
Very
trading
true.
with paper.
so yeah.
Very true.
All right.
That's
Thank you,
nice.
Kim. Thank you, Stephen. As always, head over to
Yeah.
SteadyTrade.com. Any links, anything we mentioned will be linked there. Share with your friends, and we'll see you next time on the Steady Trade Podcast.